Why do we often find it so hard to make lasting changes in our lives and in our environments? This is a question that has likely crossed the minds of many of us. The process of change, whether personal or communal, often feels like an uphill battle. We strive to alter our habits, to shift our routines, or even to transform our communities. And yet, we often find ourselves stumbling at the first hurdle. The struggle with change is universal. It's as if we're hardwired to resist the unfamiliar, to cling to the comfort of what we know. We are creatures of habit, after all. We thrive on routine, on predictability. We find solace in the known, and yet, the known isn't always what's best for us. It's this paradox that makes the process of change so challenging. Old habits, as the saying goes, die hard. They're ingrained in us, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. Breaking them feels like tearing away a part of ourselves. It's uncomfortable, it's daunting, and it's often why many of us shy away from change. However, establishing new habits isn't any easier. It requires patience, persistence, and a whole lot of determination. It's a journey filled with trials and tribulations, one that demands our utmost commitment. But what if there was a guide to help us navigate this challenging terrain? A roadmap that could lead us through the thorny path of change towards a destination of growth and improvement? This is precisely what the Heath brothers offer in their book, Switch. Switch is more than just a book. It's a manual for change. It delves into why change is so challenging, and more importantly, it provides actionable strategies to overcome these challenges. It's a beacon of hope for anyone wrestling with the process of change, a reminder that while the journey may be difficult, it's not insurmountable. Change might be difficult, but it's certainly not impossible. The Heath brothers' book, Switch, offers a roadmap to achieving it. So, let's embark on this journey together, explore the intricacies of change, and discover how we can truly make a difference in our lives and in our environments. Switch presents a simple yet powerful framework for understanding how change works. It breaks down the process of change into three key components: the rider, the elephant, and the path. Together, these elements provide a comprehensive insight into how we can successfully navigate change in various aspects of our lives. Firstly, let's talk about the rider. The rider represents our rational side. It's the logical part of us that loves to analyze, plan, and think things through. It's the voice in our heads that weighs pros and cons, makes lists, and tries to predict outcomes. The rider loves control, but can easily get overwhelmed by choices, leading to analysis paralysis. Next, we have the elephant. The elephant signifies our emotional side. It's the part of us driven by feelings, instincts, and desires. The elephant is responsible for our love, joy, fear, and anger. It's powerful and passionate, but can also be stubborn and resistant to change. It often overpowers the rider, especially when the change required is challenging or uncomfortable. Lastly, we have the path. The path stands for our environment, the context in which the rider and the elephant operate. It includes our physical surroundings, the people we interact with, and the culture we're a part of. The path can either make change easy or difficult, depending on how it's shaped. Each of these components plays a crucial role in affecting change. The rider provides the planning and direction, the elephant provides the energy and motivation, and the path shapes the journey. Understanding these components helps us realize why change can be hard. The rider can get stuck in overthinking, the elephant can resist change due to fear or discomfort, and the path can present obstacles that make change difficult. However, when we learn to work with these components, rather than against them, we can facilitate effective and lasting change. By understanding our rational side, our emotional side, and our environment, we can better navigate the path to change. How can we guide the rider, our rational side, to embrace change? It's a question that many of us grapple with, and it's a question that the Heath brothers delve into in their book, Switch. They offer a number of strategies to help us direct the rider, and today we're going to delve into some of those. Firstly, the Heaths suggest finding bright spots. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, we should look for things that are working well and try to replicate them. If you're trying to get healthier, for example, instead of dwelling on all the times you've failed to stick to a diet or exercise regime, focus on the times you've succeeded and try to understand why. What were you doing differently? How can you do more of that? Secondly, we need to script critical moves. Change can be overwhelming if we don't know where to start, so the Heaths suggest breaking it down into manageable steps. If you want to get fit, you might start by walking for half an hour each day, then gradually increase the intensity of your workouts. By scripting these critical moves, we make the path to change clearer and less daunting for the rider. Thirdly, we should point to the destination. The rider needs a clear goal to aim for, something to motivate it to push through the difficulties of change. If you're trying to save money, for example, don't just think about the abstract concept of saving. Think about what you're saving for. Is it a house, a holiday, a comfortable retirement? By giving the rider a clear destination, we make the journey towards change feel more worthwhile. So there you have it. 3 strategies from Switch to guide the rider. Find the bright spots, script the critical moves, and point to the destination. These strategies can help us to make sense of the challenges of change, to break them down into manageable steps, and to keep our eyes on the prize. With these strategies, we can help our rational side to see the benefits of change and to take the necessary steps towards it. What about the elephant, our emotional side? How can we motivate it to support change? Now let's delve into some strategies from Switch for motivating the elephant. Firstly, we need to find the feeling. Change is often spurred by emotion, not by dry facts or logic. Emotions are the fuel that drives the elephant. Rather than trying to convince your elephant with spreadsheets and bar charts, try to tap into its feelings. Make it feel something. Remember, people are often more motivated to avoid a loss than to seek a gain. So highlight the potential losses if change does not occur. Secondly, shrink the change. Big changes can be overwhelming to the elephant. It's like asking it to leap across a wide chasm in a single bound. It's daunting and might cause the elephant to freeze in fear. But what if we could shrink that chasm into a series of small, manageable steps? By breaking down a big change into smaller, achievable goals, we make it easier for the elephant to get moving. It's less about the overall journey and more about taking the next step. Lastly, grow your people. The elephant can often feel daunted by change because it doesn't believe it has the ability to change. It's like asking someone who's never run before to compete in a marathon. They're likely to feel overwhelmed and give up before they've even started. But what if we could help them see themselves as a runner capable of completing a marathon? By fostering a sense of identity and instilling a growth mindset, we can help the elephant believe in its ability to change and grow. By appealing to our emotions and making change feel manageable, we can bring our elephant on board with our change efforts. It requires a blend of emotional appeal, breaking down daunting tasks into manageable steps, and nurturing a belief in one's ability to change. When we can motivate our elephant, we make lasting change, not only possible, but also enjoyable. Finally, how can we shape our path, our environment, to facilitate change? That's the question we're exploring in this segment, drawing from the wisdom of the Heath brothers' book, Switch. One of the most effective strategies for shaping the path is tweaking the environment. It's about making small, subtle adjustments that can have a big impact on our behavior. Let's say you're trying to eat healthier. By simply rearranging your fridge to put fruits and vegetables at eye level, you're more likely to reach for them when you're hungry. It's not a drastic change, but it can lead to healthier eating habits over time. Building habits is another powerful strategy. Habits, once formed, become the default mode of our behavior, saving us from decision-making fatigue. They're like shortcuts that our brain takes to conserve energy. So if you're trying to make exercise a regular part of your life, you might start by setting a specific time each day for a workout. Over time, this becomes a habit, and you'll find yourself exercising without even thinking about it. Lastly, there's the strategy of rallying the herd. This means leveraging the influence of the group to encourage individual change. We're social creatures after all, and we often look to others for cues on how to behave. If you're trying to quit smoking, for instance, surrounding yourself with non-smokers can reinforce your decision and strengthen your resolve. These strategies aren't about brute force or sheer willpower. They're about setting up your environment and routines in a way that naturally guides you towards your desired change. So, what's your path? What tweaks can you make to your environment? What habits can you start building? Who is your herd, and how can they support your change? By adjusting our environment and cultivating supportive habits, we can smooth the path to change. Remember, change is not just possible, it's within your reach. Start applying these strategies from Switch to your life today.